So, when is a library book? Let me rephrase that. So, when is a murder in a library not in a library? You're promoting a book as murder in the library, but it doesn't happen in the library. Well, it happens around the library. And maybe the next books will be in the library because the library isn't actually open yet. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina, Kristina. This is where we read books and talk about books. No theme music, no special effects going on here. Just real simple me reading books, talking books with my pal over there. So anyways, I was doing this library thing the other day, the if then, or preparing for if then, and I gathered up all these books and I read Hilliard's yesterday, and it was like, the beginning got me into it, but it kind of lost me, and you'll have to watch the video for that. And also, if you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I would like to hit 200 by St. Patrick's Day, but obviously that's not gonna happen. And so maybe Easter, maybe Christmas. At the rate I'm going, it may be Christmas. I mean, I've been at this over a year now, and this is where I stand. So, anyways, this turned out to be a pretty good book. A lot of the action happened off stage. One of my authors says that when it happens on the page, that is on stage. And when you're told about it, oh, I talked with Mary Jo and she said this happened, or oh, this happened last week, then that's off stage. A lot of the action in this particular book happens off stage. You are unsure who the murderer is, and the murderer makes very few appearances, not till the end. Sometimes you have murderers that hang around the whole book. Sometimes you have murderers that, hi, I'm so-and-so, see you later, and they don't come back till the end. So this was, they held you in suspense till the end. They really didn't reveal it. But there's lots of character angst to cover it. But a good chunk of the mystery is not revealed to the last couple chapters. So it started out kind of slow. And this is Murder at Lakeside Library by Holly Danvers. It started out a little slow, and I was going to put it down, but I decided to give it a try and pursue it since I was already a couple chapters in. And it started to pick up, and it got really interesting and really intriguing. Once we got past, I'm not one for character angst. That's why I don't read contemporary romances, because I want a little mystery, I want a little detectiving or a little vampiring with the love story. And just to have a straight love story is it's too much character angst for me to handle. So, and the character list was small. As I stated in my other videos, when I start a new book, I like to do a listing of the characters so I know who they are, especially if it's a large cast list, so that I can figure out as the books go on, who are the characters I need to pay attention to, who are my core group, and who are just visitors for that particular book, and I really don't need to pay attention to them unless I think they're vital to the murder situation or the mystery situation. And this had a very, very small cast list, so I really didn't have to keep track of anybody. So Rain Wilmot, that's her name, and her husband just recently died, and so her family owns a log cabin, apparently a very, 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 very large log cabin that also has an outbuilding, or I'm not sure if it's separate or attached yet. I think it's attached. I'm pretty sure it's all one building, actually, now that I think about it. That has been turned into a library. Yes, ma'am. And I lost my train of thought now. So she sells Rain sells everything. Her husband's passed away, and she's going up and she's going to hang at the family cabin. And she gets up there and she gets ambushed. I mean, almost immediately. She hasn't even gotten out of the car yet. Let her unpack the groceries. Let her put her shit away. But no, this Julia, a neighbor and apparently a friend from the childhood, ambushes her about when she's going to open the library. And Rain had not thought that far. She's only been here like 30 minutes. Give the child a chance to get situated. But Julie doesn't give her. And Rain's mother is out of the country doing social services work. Her father's working in Japan doing some work. So she can't actually call her parents and go, what's up? So Julia is just all over her like a wet blanket. Seriously, this woman needs to give her a break. That's what I was thinking. She wants to her to open the library. There are people waiting because they want to read books again. Then this other character, Marge, shows up, and she's also inquiring about the library and if she needs help setting it up and all this other kind of guy. And the woman's not even been there 2 hours by this point. So then, Julie and Rain are talking, and Marge is taking her dog to do his business, and she accidentally stumbles upon a dead body. So then we call Jace. We're not giving his title. We don't meet too many other people in the police. We just know Jace. We're not sure, Officer Jace. We're not sure if he's a deputy or just one of the guys, or he doesn't sound like he's a detective, or he might be a detective. We're never actually told. We are told there's a chief, but we not actually meet him. He's not ever on stage. So then Julia says to Rain that her mother was really, really close. Oh, I should have forgot. Was really close with Wilma. And there was some speculation that her mother was having an affair with Thornton. And this just plays with Rain's mind completely, that her mother might have been having an affair and she knew nothing about it. So she's quite messed up in the head. So while they got the stuff going on, and the police come with the body and the yellow tape and the whole 9 yards. The next morning, really early, this guy who's not identified in the beginning, he's not identified till much later in the book, comes to borrow a book and scares the life out of Rain. So then Rain is thinking about family stuff and remembers that her family used to keep an emergency key to the house in the outhouse that is still functioning on the property, just in case someone got locked out of the house. And the only people that know about the key is family. So she gets out and she goes running to the outhouse to see if there's a key there. And she runs into Jace, and they go check, and there's no key. So Jace tells her immediately to go into town to the hardware store and have the hardware guy install new locks in the house. So she goes off to do that, and while she's there, the hardware store says, "I saw your dad in town. He was wearing his Cubbies jacket, and he didn't. He only saw him from the back. So the Hank was assuming that was her father, and Rain gets all upset because her father's in Japan. Her father is not here." And Hank will stick to his story 6 weeks to Sunday. He swears backwards and frontwards that the only person in the world that would wear that jacket is her father. So then Rain goes running home and discovers that the master bedroom in the house has been turned a little more feminine, and all of her father's clothes have been removed from the master bedroom and are now in the spare room. And now she's wondering about the relationship with her parents, and she's also wondering if her father is in town or not. And she tries calling both of them, but her mother, of course, is unavailable doing the social services in Africa. And her father's in Japan in different time zones and stuff like that. So we never hear back from him. But so there's a lot of this mystery stuff that's going on off screen, and Jace really doesn't tell her much of nothing. And then she spends some time getting situated and socializing with Julia, doing breakfast with Julia, doing lunch with Julia, overhearing people in the supermarket say that this other guy was blamed for the murder just because he didn't like him or something. And Rain and Julia go investigate, and it says the guy didn't like the guy because he kept reporting him for loud noise because he was having parties. Big deal. So then the girls decide that they tell this is a vacation community, and there's a lot of rental places there. And so the place that this guy was staying was a rental. So they asked the owners, "Hey, we're starting up a new cleaning business. Can we go clean the place?" And they go clean the place, pretend, and they make a huge discovery. So they're calling Jace again. So there's a lot to this. There's a lot of mystery. The girls get in a lot of trouble, and they also make some discoveries. Rain's Under the Dead Guy was her grandfather's book. Apparently, her grandfather wrote a love story romance novel, and so a copy was found under the dead guy. And Rain, after the police do all their investigating with it, they return it to Rain, and then Rain is reading about her grandfather's love story. So there's a mystery there. Who was her grandfather in love with? Because he writes about missing this woman, and Rain's grandmother outlived her grandfather by 8 months, so the grandfather is not writing about the grandmother. So there's some mystery there. Then there's the mystery of who this Thornton guy was. Was he really having an affair with her mother or not? What was their relationship? What's going on there? They make a few discoveries. There's a few hidden things in the library itself. They're getting the library ready. They go to a few parties. They get in an awful lot of trouble. So we've got some mysteries going on here. We've got several. Who is the Thornton guy? What is his relationship to Willow's mother? Were they really having an affair, or was there something else going on? And is Willow's father really in town, or is there something else going on? How many times can Rain and Julia put their lives in danger? And who is her grandfather writing about in this memoir about love? And all these pieces are put together, And then at the end, after Julia and Rain get in a whole bunch of trouble and almost cause themselves injury, Jace comes through with a huge chunk of information that we didn't know about that makes this case 10 times more serious than you were led to believe. And there's a little twisty at the end, too. So there's a couple of twists. There's 2 or 3 twists at the end here. It was really well written. It moved quite quickly. I was done 2.5 hours tops, and that's with pauses because I had to eat. But I am looking forward to the next one, and I have it here, so I may get to it right away. But so please check it out. This was really good. Murder at the Lakeside Library. And I'm anxious to see what happens when she opens said library and see what happens. It'll be interesting, and will also be interesting to see if her and Jace start a relationship or if they bring in someone else and what Jace's title really is. Because we have no idea what Jace's title is. So anyway, please hit the like and subscribe and let me know I'm doing a good job. And I hope you enjoyed this book. It was really good. It was a light, cozy read. It really was. Have a good one.